I want to talk about artificial intelligence for business executives. Increasingly, when I'm talking to clients, I'm finding that the vast majority of them are not using artificial intelligence on a regular, consistent basis. And I think this is a big mistake and a huge missed opportunity. The reality is that AI is transforming our lives from beginning to end. And as a business executive, whether you're a senior executive in a corporation or you're a business owner, or whether you are, sort of serving in the boardrooms of Australia, it's important that you understand, number one, how AI works. And the best way to do that is to get on the tools and to use it frequently. So you really do understand the impact of this technology as it comes through every facet of work and life. I use AI in sort of three key ways at the moment. We're obviously embracing it as much as we possibly can because it's a central part of how recruitment processes now work. So as a business executive, I'd highly recommend, number one, you do use it for your job application processes. It would be a huge mistake not to use AI tools because the companies are using artificial intelligence to screen applicants, to review cover letters, to review job applications, to screen for key competencies, and it can even extend to reviewing interview content done via video, for example, and they're looking at key words, key values that are coming across in those conversations. So I use AI quite significantly in terms of helping to prepare job applications. There is a bit of a saying though, crap into AI equals crap out. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to use artificial intelligence to do everything with a very small number of limited prompts. I don't go into War and Peace trying to learn all the prompts. I just talk to AI like I'm talking to a business colleague or an executive assistant. And I try and do things in 2 or 3 steps. I don't try and overwhelm the AI with all the instructions in one hit. I will often break a process down. So for example, if I was doing a cover letter, I would ask ChatGPT to firstly review my resume and identify the key competencies that I have, where my strengths lie, and highlight the key achievements. And I might even prompt the artificial intelligence tools to look at certain key achievements that I personally want to highlight. The second part might be I might instruct the tool to review the job description and to identify the 5 most critical competencies that I need to showcase and the keywords that I should be showcasing in my job application. And then the final prompt might be about the cover letter. And instead of just saying, write me a cover letter based on reviewing my resume and reviewing the job description, I might actually highlight the key things I want the cover letter to state. And so you're guiding the tool as to how you want the outcome to look, rather than letting the tool whiz bang come up with a complete solution. Now, obviously it can. It can review a resume and a job description and instantly produce a cover letter in 3 to 5 seconds. It's quite amazing how quickly it can do it, and it's reasonably accurate, but the problem is it still reads a little bit like a form letter to me. So that's why taking the time to give the tool several prompts, several interactions, and then you might say, well, look, the cover letter's great, but please rewrite it in this tone, or please emphasize these key points, give me more detail so you get that cover letter exactly right. The final tool I would then use is, and there's a number of them around, but I'm looking for a skill matcher type tool where it's going to align, do I have the right keywords in the application combined with the right keywords in the resumes and the cover letters? And often these tools will give you a score out of 100% to say how how close a match you are to that job description. Now, that's a very valuable tool to leverage, because often you have done these documents, but you've missed keywords. And if you've missed keywords that need to be in the presentation documentation, it just won't match up, and the system may reject you, possibly unfairly, but that's the reality of artificial intelligence. The second key area where I'm using AI extensively is for thought leadership, to write articles. And again, I don't just give the tools a very basic set of prompts. I'm really partially writing the thought leadership. I'm putting all the thoughts down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the more good content you put in, the better the content will come back out. And then a really important trick is to, once you've got a sort of a blog article that you're reasonably happy with, is to go back to the tool and say, I really want you to write this as an original piece of commentary, and to ensure that there's no plagiarism, that is completely unique content. You can actually say that to the tool and you'll get a much better result. You'll get something that comes up as much more unique, compelling, and it will look like you in fact wrote the whole thing yourself and you look like a genius, which is what we want to sort of use the tools for, as a bit of a hack. And then finally, we're using it right across all of our business operations to streamline every aspect of business, make it more efficient, automate wherever we possibly can. And you can do the same thing in your own lives, whether it be streamlining emails, streamlining communications with people, streamlining diaries. All those elements can be very effectively managed through artificial intelligence tools. So embrace it, use it every day. It's the only way to learn how to get the most out of it. And I think as particularly senior business leaders, we should know how these tools work. We should understand the ramifications. We should understand where the limitations are, because increasingly we're seeing this all around us in every aspect of work and life, and it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So they're my top tips on how to get the most out of artificial intelligence tools in the workplace.